If you can live in any anime world, what would it be and why?
I would live in One Piece and then I would drown Luffy. So it would just end.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Herbal Synergies, the shop. I'm your host, Sinji. My co host with me, as always, Bay.
What up?
Hey, what up, man? How you been? What you doing?
Shoot, been living life. It's a little rainy today, but
I think I am expected to see some rain today. I'm going to actually see that movie. I don't know if you heard of it. I think it's called Old. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Old.
old. No, I have not heard of that movie.
Yeah, it looks funny as hell. Which the person I'm going to see with was mad because I said it looked funny. He said it's supposed to look interesting. That shit looks funny as hell. Apparently they go to this island and like the island ages people.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and
I
like
have seen that.
I'm watching the fucking trailer and the daughter goes from like a kid to a pregnant fucking 26-year-old or something like that. So I start laughing. And it's just like, yeah, that looks hilarious. Why is she
It's a
pregnant?
little, it's a little disturbing because I seen the little boy had a facial thing, and that's the only reason why the mother like recognized him. She's like, "Oh my God, you're so old. What happened to my little baby boy?" And then they try to figure it all out. So
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go see that today, and but yeah, flavor of the week. Irby, what you got?
you can go first, or
I
you ain't got one.
I,
So
I don't got shit. Yeah.
all right. So sticking with the current, theme of my flavor of the weeks. This flavor of the week is brought to you by the committee of Irby Hates Luffy. Um, we're going to be talking about how much this show is way better than One Piece. Um, no, I'm just kidding. But anyhow, my flavor of the week is from Fate Night Stay, and there's this mage. Well, little background. It's like mages summon servants that fight in the holy war for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, so this mage was fighting. Well, no, these servants were fighting this other other servant, and so this mage shows up and he enters a fight against supposedly one of the strongest servants. So then my man, the servant has an invisible sword. Her name's Saber, and this man catches her invisible sword between his elbow and his knee, and like almost kills this girl in the fight. I'm like, good lord! I'm like, that man's strong. But that was my flavor. I was like, oh man, this already got my heart pumping more than One Piece. So I was like, huh.
um, Irby, there's a question that goes around amongst weebs very frequently, and like I've heard some interesting answers over the last couple days, and I was really curious about what your answer would be. If you can live in any anime world, what would it be and why?
I would live in One Piece and then I would drown Luffy. So it would just end.
Wow. I don't think that would end One Piece. I definitely think some other main
If,
character would be
if your
born.
protagonist dies, the protagonist dies, you gotta let it go. No, but I don't know. It'd have to be an anime where everyone has a shot of being top dog. So
Just like I heard someone say
probably wouldn't
Pokemon, which
be.
I would like. I barely consider Pokemon an anime. Like it still blows my mind that Pokemon's an anime. Um, but a justified one was My Hero because there's not too many people without quirks in My Hero, so they thought, hey, big chance I'll be born with a quirk.
Yeah, but you'd be born with one, but you wouldn't be the main character.
Yeah,
So
I feel like me personally, I would want to be born in Dragon Ball Z's universe and hope that I find. I would be looking for the Dragon Balls. Dead ass looking for the Dragon Balls. And the first thing I'd ask for is because I don't think Shenron has the power to give me what I want. So I'd wish to be a Saiyan that can compete with Goku and Vegeta, or at least Gohan if Shenron, because I feel like Shenron probably can't give you Goku and Vegeta level power. And then
Yeah.
once I become a Saiyan, I'll go after the Universal Dragon Balls. And I was like, yo, I need to, because you can reach out to different universes. I need you to start like, I need you to give me ability to like go into any anime I want.
Mm. Yeah, I don't. That's a tough question. I don't know. Definitely wouldn't want to be Naruto because you got to have tail beast power, and most of the clans that are the strong ones are already dead. So chances of being born are slim to none. None being born in one you would want to be in.
True.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Gundam Wing would be a universal one. Well, except for you have to get a Gundam, but the odds of that might be a little slim. Uh, Probably some universe where you can create your own avatar and be in there, because then you can pick your skills and stuff.
Oh,
Because
so
everyone
like
starts with the same.
any virtual gaming world.
Yeah, or maybe that time I got reincarnated as slime. If I was born as a slime, I could do that.
I don't think it's a slime thing. I think I don't think the slime had anything to do with his abilities to other than the fact that he can actually yeah. I think the only thing the slime part contributed was the fact that like he can like stretch out his body to like fully eat something. You know what I mean? Other than that, I feel like a lot of the skills he got, he probably could have just attained by like
But have you ever seen another slime in the show? Though it's a real question because he's the only one.
he is the only slime I've seen.
Yeah, so it could be the slime's a secret ability.
Nah, it's just the isekai world thing. Like, I hope I don't say this wrong. Ari Ferretta, Hajime gets the skills of the monsters he eats, and he only eats them because he's hungry and there's nothing else to eat. So he started eating terrible tasting monsters and getting their abilities. So it's just like the isekai theme where like you defeat something or like ingest it and you get the ability. Like Maple does it in the virtual world. She eats monsters and like gain abilities and dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel you
Mm-mm-mm.
on the slime thing.
Yeah,
Like I would
yeah.
not
I'd
mind.
have to.
I wouldn't mind being isekai, transported into a world to become its savior and like gain all these powers and shit.
I don't see you as a savior type because you're all about yourself.
I can't argue that. I can't.
Yep.
I cannot deny. Listen, all I'm saying is that's the reason they summon me. I'm not saying I would comply. I'm just not
Hmm.
trying to stick around to end up like Naofumi.
Yeah.
You ain't finna label me a shield hero and like cast me off to die and shit, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I can't wait for Shield Hero to start up again.
Yeah. 2022.
So
But
what?
yeah.
So what was your overall decision on the question?
I
If you
don't
had
have
to
a
pick.
decision. I need more market research.
All right, then
I have to
we're gonna
get back
follow up
to
on
you.
that next week. Herbie's gonna pick a anime world he'd be willing to live in. I
Hmm.
would say that if I had to pick a world to permanently live in, like I don't have access to, like my plan wouldn't work. I definitely wouldn't pick Dragon Ball Z because Goku would definitely kill me for a good fight. He'd let me die for a good fight and just try to bring everybody back with the Dragon Balls. Um, I don't think Vegeta cares enough about people that aren't main characters, so I don't think I wouldn't be in DBZ. I, ooh man, like I'd want to be in like maybe an isekai like Slime World, or maybe in the solo leveling world, maybe even Tower of God. I don't know. Those I think those are like my top three.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what you trying to get into?
I'm gonna touch a little
Mm.
on the manga I've been reading from the world's strongest age with the weakest crest. So in volume three, he's gathering the material as I stated last week to put up the barrier, and he lets the girls fight all the monsters all the way down to level 10 in a dungeon, and then lets them take a break, and he goes down to level 21 by himself and fights a boss level monster, which he then admitted that if like the boss hit him directly, it one shot him because he's not at the level he was before he reincarnated. And he, like the OP protagonist MC he is, he beat the boss level monster. They come out and two demons show up. And he comes up with this plan like, hey, one's really strong, one's not that strong. You guys just stall the not strong one until I beat the strong one. And he does wipe the floor with the demon. He like out thinks him out, like out chesses him. He's like 2, 3 steps ahead. You know what they say, like in chess, you want to be like 3, 5 steps ahead, moves ahead all the times.
Hmm.
Which is not. I need to learn how to do that in chess because my way of playing chess is tit for tat. I'm always sacrificing something to get something I want. And like by the end of my game, there's like no pieces to do anything, but whatever.
Yeah, I can only do like three moves ahead myself. So
Yeah. And like even if I am trying to plan ahead, I'm only planning with one or two moves that my opponent's doing at a time. If he doesn't do any of those, like he threw my whole fucking plan out of whack. But I do like playing chess. It keeps the brain sharp. Um, so yeah, he beats the demon, and then like he's ready to wrap up, and the volume ended, and I was like, oh shit! Now I gotta order the fourth one. Is the fourth one even out? It is out. Coming tomorrow. Update next week. What about you, Irby? What do you got?
well, let's see. I hmm. I'll do that one later. But Tower of God heated up finally. Um, but this week was chapters 81, 89 for me, and they basically started. They explained the battle, and it's two separate battles, and it's kind of like an adventure and a tournament with like two groups, four people each group, 30 minutes to make it to the battlefield, or else they fail. The tournament commences, and then comes like this is more of a survival game, and then Kun tells Wang Nan to go to the calling center, and they're going to summon up some people, and then he wants to summon the flame guy, but they do like a little flashback, and that tells what's her name that there was something crazy about Vio, or like she's like uh, um and yeah, they pretty much talk about that, and then they get into like the Mad Dog. The They talk about how the Mad Dogs are made by blood mixing like two or more powers, and they're injected into a person. And Vio wants to fight Mad Dog alone, and then a Fug has acquired the key to win. Um, and there's only two invading points to get there, and on the island they had to summon teammates, and yeah, and it turns out that it's all been a plan, and they all switch sides and allegiance, and then Anak tells May to visit Kun, and Rand tells Novak that some stuff, uh, and then talk about the door. They run towards each other. those two people come to fight Wang Man, and he he Kun tells him to run to him, test a theory out, and turns out their beings are split half and half to increase their life, try to increase their survival chances. So one side sees one side, the other side sees the other side, and they defeat them and make it to the semifinals. Yeah, then they summon some other people, and then
Fucking Tower Betrayal and Kun, the master strategist.
yeah, and then they find a needle that kills the king, and then they tell the story of the needle like a guy in Ryu entered and killed an administrator, and they're supposed to be immortal. And then they find out that they kidnap kids from the middle arena to research on how to turn them to ignition weapons, and that research was illegal, but they carried it out in secret. And there's a devil in Bam's body, and then we find that May betrayed them, and she was part of Fug from the beginning. And then Hori Yang shows up to save Novik, but it's all a trap. Um, and then Yuto is the red haired lady that saved Bam and helps Kun out. Then my boy
Hamrion,
Bam
or
gets
how do you say her name? Huarian?
yeah. I don't know. I couldn't find it. It didn't show back up, so I didn't look for it. Bam gets stabbed, and then four members for they members of what you call them leave Mad Dog and join Fug, and it's like what? So it's all just a big old sham. And then Vespa finds Shibisu and Kun tells Rack to cover his face because they're going somewhere. They don't be recognized, and they find out that some of the gamblers were Fug plants, and they didn't they didn't want the faction she was part of didn't want Bam to have the needle because he's just a nominee, and they want to make the weapon by dissolving Bam into the needle. And then we find out that Beta wants to kill all of Bam's friends to make him despair.
Mm-hmm.
And so Hats and Shibisu find Kun, and then they're kind of mad he's alive, and then they tell him Bam's in danger. Um, then they
Beta's
tells him that they're gonna make
Beta's mindset with Bam is like Kazutoto's mindset with Mikey.
yeah, it's weird, but yeah, um, wants to turn them into uh, human weapons and melt them back into regular weapons. It's a whole different thing. And I love how Rat calls Hot's swordsman turtle. um, and then they have 2 hours to get the Bam before they melt him. And their plan is to summon Bam, and they're getting help from the red haired lady to do so. Um, and Lee Roro lets prisoners escape to help create chaos. And Horian, Novik, and Scout plan to rescue Bam. And that's the Scout is a red haired lady. They lay out the plan, uh, and then I like how he makes fun of was it Endorsi saying that she's skinny and female have to be plump to have kids. No, it's not Endorsi. It's a flame eater lady.
Yeah,
Um,
yawn.
yeah, yeah, Eon. I was like, dang, Rack, why you had to do her like that?
He out here
And
brutalizing women, bro.
he is. So then they're doing a fight, and then turns out it's a bad match because the Flame Eater, um, she he eats flame, so she like basically neutralizes her, and then they kick Rack, and then Rack re uncompressed to his normal height and like smack the guy.
Which
Um,
doesn't he look bigger than he did in season one? Do you think
he does look a little big. I was like, man, he's big.
this man is huge?
Yeah,
I love Tiny Rack, bro.
yeah. He was hilarious doing stuff. Trying to see him jump on the bed was funny. Um, and then Devil Bond has some crazy looking eyes. I thought. And then you find out that the Medina parasite. was like the actual spearhead of that one group that they thought they defeated. So he Beta eats the spearhead, the parasite, and then I do like how Rat grabbed the guy's throat and was like, shoot, shoot. She was, well, he told her to shoot her strongest fireball, and then so like she's like, it's not gonna work. He's gonna eat it. He's like, just trust me. And then he goes up and grabs that guy's throat and it's like, you can't eat it if you can't breathe. And then they reach the cave and Beta shows up to kill teammates. And before they left, Wangman befriends Quattro and he says to fight to give him more time to get to the cave. And then he starts to fight with Vespa to test his speed skills, and she's no match. And then Rack shows up to help them.
I don't get Vespa as a character in Shibisu's party. Vespa does nothing but trash talk humans, but she calls a human her master. But Vespa is the most over fucking confident person on that team. Maybe besides Endorsi. And it is hilarious because Vespa, as far as I see, Vespa keeps getting owned.
Well, if you don't have confidence in yourself, ain't no one gonna have confidence in you. So
True.
that might be
I
her
mean, not
mindset.
entirely true, but true.
It is true. It's like
Nah, there are plenty of
like it,
people, like, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then, like, your friends are like, nah, man, you can do it.
well, they empty lies.
Damn.
No, but yeah. I mean, you gotta have some confidence in yourself if you're going to be risking your life to do stuff to advance in the tower.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, so that was it for Tower God. Let's see here. I can get
Alrighty.
into some. Hmm?
Ooh, what else you got? What else you got?
I watched Walmart Shield Hero.
Before?
Yes, Walmart Shield Hero.
Why you say it like that?
Because it is. Because it don't make no lick of sense.
Alright, go. Go ahead.
It just makes me angry. Um, so the tournament commenced. The top player Payne goes out slaughtering a bunch of people. Sally goes to get more orbs. Maples and the twins are left to defend. Sally gets surrounded. Um, then we find out Karumo has a skill that allows him 50% chance of dying if he loses all his HP, which is cool. They should have gave that skill to Maple instead of half of the skill she got. But she should have died. Sally should have died, but somehow Maple gets there just in the nick of time to save Sally.
Sally
And
was
then,
ready to die.
yeah, she was. I wish she would have died. Um, no, I actually like Sally as a character because she makes sense.
I was about to say, I like Sally.
Yeah, but she should have died though, no question. But then she shows up. Then They do whatever. She kills them all. She goes back to the base. Dread shows up to get the orb. He defeats the two twins, and then Sally and Maple show up, and he defeats them. And what I don't understand is why everyone keeps saying, "Oh, I'm so exhausted," but it's like y'all ain't actually running using the skills. I mean, y'all might be moving around in your little headset, but it's not like you're physically running.
Hey, man, why do they eat food?
Exactly. You don't need to eat food in a virtual world. It makes
unless
zero
you
sense.
unless you're using it to get the HP, but like they're never eating food in the middle of a battle, so like
Yeah, or like a status gain or something, but
yeah.
it just makes zero sense to me. Um, and then Kasumi has a void detect that you see, and then I do have this little note here. I'm just waiting for someone to say I didn't want to get caught, so I just max out all my speed. So hopefully that might be coming in.
No, man. We already got a
like
gimmick.
I mean, shoot. I mean, everyone else said, "Oh, I maxed out my attack, attack, defense." Only one left is speed, man. You gotta get a Sonic in there.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. So, and then next episode, Defense and the Mighty Foe. Mabel gets caught in a prison flame, escapes using her mecha robot, uh, and then the Flame Emperor pulls a Vegeta to no avail. Um, and then my man from the Holy Sword shows up to fight Maple, uh, and they're giving him the business. I'm talking about they beating him down. They they got to do 3-on-1 against some people, and I'm like, man. And then my man Payne landed a critical blow, but I know Maple ain't died because she got that dumb skill where she can survive 1 HP. But yeah, so that ends that episode. Pretty much the fighting. And then my man Payne just killing people left and right. Killed the twins. I think he killed um, Is, and then what's the other guy, the red haired kid's name? Killed them. Got them all on the ropes. And then Maple uses her OP skill, Atrocity, and slaughters everyone. And then that's pretty much pretty. That's sad. I was like, dang. He cut off two of her limbs, and then she just picks him up and just crushes him. And she's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have panicked." It's like, man, you was winning. This is plot armor right here. She worse than Luffy. But
I was, I told
but
you,
yeah,
Maple has the biggest plot armor, the thickest plot armor. Her plot armor is equivalent to her defense.
yeah, mm. But yeah, but then
But it's a good show.
she wipes him out. Uh, but she wipes him out, and they go to raid other guilds to make it so that they can finish in the top, and then they use Shadow Clone to make 7 maples, and they end up finishing third after she wipes out a bunch of other people. But yeah, then she rushed them all over to her place to party, which is different. But yeah, I was like, man, I can't stand Maple.
Man, if that was a game to exist, I'd be on Maple's team. Seems lit.
You wouldn't have no choice but to be on her team, or else you're gonna lose.
True.
Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, yeah. So you want to take the lead on Tokyo Revengers?
Oh man, Tokyo
Or you
Revengers.
or you want me to do it?
No, I got it. I got it. I got Tokyo Revengers. Okay. So after our little backstory, they gave us a recap on like how Mikey's poor brother died. It's confirmed that he's dead. Kazutoto went fucking batshit crazy, and Baji is in Ragnarok. That's what it's called, right? Right, Ragnarok,
Valhalla
Valhalla. Different, different Norse mythology term.
mythology. Yeah.
All right, so Baji officially joined Valhalla. Takemichi is losing sleep over trying to figure out how he's gonna convince Baji to come back because he heard the backstory, and I'm surprised he didn't question why Kazutoto wants to kill Mikey. And like I was even questioning Baji's fucking reason for being by his side. It's like, bro, you do we all know that we just acknowledged that like Kazutoto was fucking crazy, right? But anyways, Takemichi is losing sleep and he's walking around. He's like, "How the fuck am I gonna do this? Mikey's gonna kill me. I don't know what the hell I was thinking." And then like blonde kid calls him over from the swing with beat up face. Takemichi's like, this guy looks like he just went through some shit. I think I'm gonna ignore him." And it turns out homeboy on the swing was
Matsuno.
the vice captain of Squad One in the Manji gang in Toman.
Matsuno.
Baji's
Yep.
vice captain and the person who was just getting his ass beat the day before that one. So like he sits down. Takamichi goes over. It's like, oh, you're the guy he's beating up. He's like, yeah, isn't Baji awesome? He also saved you. It's like, what? Yeah, if he didn't punch you, it would have been bad news because you interrupted the ceremony. Which I don't think. I actually don't know how that ceremony could have went because everyone had an issue with Kisaki sitting with his back turned towards Mikey.
Isaki. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so they're talking about it, and the vice captain is like, "What's his name again, Irby?"
Matasuno.
Matsuno is talking like Baji is investigating Kisaki from the inside. He's like, "He told you this? No, but like I know what he's thinking. I've been around him long enough." And we go a little forward, and like somehow we end up walking in the rain with Mikey, Dragon, Takamichi, and Matsuno. And Mikey is praying for his brother because he looked up to his brother. Mikey seemed like he had a lot of respect for his bro, and his brother got him the bike that they tried to steal. That was gonna be his bike regardless.
I would say the irony of that is like dang, like y'all threw your life away for a bike that he was going to get anyway.
It was his bike, bro. So Mikey went on
Yeah,
his, and it seemed like really mature of Mikey. He's like, I already forgave Baji, but I can't forgive Kazutoro. And
yeah.
they end up walking, and he's like, Mikey confronts Takamichi. He's like, I told you to bring Baji back, but you brought me Matsumoto. What are you trying to do? And Takamichi, I don't know what his thought process was. I don't know why he didn't just like reveal what the vice captain said he thought Baji's plan was. Nigga just goes straight out, I want to lead Toman. I want you to recognize me. And like Draken does like his like almost impression when like they first met him. It's like this guy's nuts, but I like him because he's honest. And Mikey does the same thing. And Matsumoto and Takamichi they walk away, and Matsumoto's like, "You're fucking insane, dude. But if you help me, I'll help you." And that's when they partner up. And that was that episode of Tokyo Revengers, which I like. And
Yeah.
I hate
Well,
that like I have
there's
to
some other
wait.
stuff.
Go ahead, Irby. You want to point out some other
Yeah,
things?
we got some other stuff.
What?
Yeah. The episode didn't end on them just meeting and saying you'll help them.
Well, yeah, he went to.
Uh,
Oh yeah. The ending. That's right. So
yeah.
it was so abrupt though. Like I thought it was kind of like out of place because it seemed like he just went to the future from where he was standing with Matsumoto. You know what I mean? And like I feel like it's almost a little like careless of Takamichi to go into the future at this moment because like you don't know what your 12-year-old self is gonna do. Like you got something in motion right now. But like he goes to the future to talk to Draken again, and Draken reveals that Mikey is the leader of Valhalla, Nakasaki, which confused the fuck out of me when I heard it. But then
Well, yeah.
go ahead.
I mean, I him well because the timeline might have shifted because they lost a fight that day. So I'm thinking like something went wrong because he ended up killing Kizatora that day. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like
It was
maybe
basically Toman lost, but since Mikey's the shit, Mikey's the leader of Valhalla, and Valhalla became Toman, and because Mikey likes the name Toman better, so I guess that's how that happened.
yeah I still feel like um I want to say like I still feel like Kisaki's still like the leader, but like because when they talked to Homeboy, he was saying all the stuff like he had strings pulled out and this that. Like he went to Mikey and was telling him that he didn't like how Osanai was running things. So like he was already had his plan in motion. So it was like I still feel like he's a leader, but like because the timeline might have shifted because of the fight or whatever, I feel like that might be the case. But it could always go back to where he was still the leader, but I don't know.
But it almost seemed
It
like
was,
in the middle of that episode, like, cause like Mikey in his and Draken said like he wished he realized the burden Mikey was carrying, the weight of it all, and like you can see it in his face while he was talking, like he can't forgive Katsutoto. That like, yeah, he wants to fuck this dude up. Takemichi in the middle of the rain scene almost seemed like he had a very intellectual breakthrough. It's like, well, if I get Kasaki kicked out of Tomen, Hina should be alive, right? And then he's like, no, that's not what I set out to do. And that's when he made his declarance to want to be the leader of Tomen. But I was like, no, you were right. You were right, right? You're just trying to save Hina. I don't know why you need to be the leader of Tomen to save Hina. Just like one step at a time, Takamichi. One step at a time. See what happens in the future after you prevent Kasaki from being in Tomen. I don't know.
mm-mm-mm.
My man's got
Yeah,
big goals and not the ability to make it happen.
yeah, pretty much need to do some work. But yeah, you find out that Kisaki, he's basically did all the stuff he wanted. He orchestrated the dragon being killed. So, well, trying to be killed. Like that man's,
He's
he's
smarter
a
than he
menace to
looks.
society.
Yeah, man. He's a chess player.
No, he looks smart.
Nah, that man is a mastermind.
Yeah, I could tell just by the way he was sitting down looking like, oh, I'm finna get all this stuff.
Are
But
you
yeah,
are you watching the My Hero episodes that are coming out at all?
no, I am not.
Damn. All right. Well, let's talk a little about slime. You want to take the front on that?
Okay, for slime, we find out that Clayman has a 78% chance of awakening as a full demon lord if he kills the leftover people.
Don't forget that's higher than
Uh,
pie.
it is higher than pie.
Higher than pie.
Raphael tells Rimuru, yeah, Raphael tells Rimuru about the condition to transport people. Um, they got to either have a magic cure resistance or be a Majin or monster, and they had to put their own barrier. They discussed plans to go to Walpurus, whom all will go, and I found it odd that Diablo and Shion are all chummy, and yeah, that's weird. They they cut one of the guy's arms off, and then the other guy pulls an about face about stuff. When the when the Ice Man goes up, that's what I'm referring to. The Iceman goes up, and I forget the he's at the temple with Malim's people, and he cuts off one man's arm, and then the other Father Midday is like, oh, he's like, oh, sorry, forgive him, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rimuru transported all of the Amon people to Tempest, and they get 30,000 troops, and then they transfer everyone, and the episode ends.
This man, he just goes. Actually, I just came up with a way to transport everyone right now. It's like right now. Yeah, right now.
Yeah, that was that was he took credit for Raphael's stuff, but yeah, I did I did think I did think it was a good episode. People people was doing a whole bunch of stuff. Shion was doing some stuff, but I can't figure out why she's being so chummy. Like that was weird. So I feel like something nefarious is going on with that, or something we don't know about just yet.
Hey, we'll find
So
out.
Yeah, you probably already know because you probably read it.
Nah, I'm trying to stick to just reading the physical copies and like like right now the anime is ahead of the physical copies of manga.
Hmm.
I'm sure the Japanese manga is like out and printed, but although I'm learning Japanese and I'm starting to learn the letters and shit like that, it the characters is proving to be very difficult because like each
Yeah.
character has a meaning, but when paired with something else, it means something completely different.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's a thing. Um,
Yeah.
so Ed, do we have anything other than Jujutsu Kaisen?
Nope. That wraps it up for that.
All right, so Jujutsu Kaisen. We continue off our fight with the elderly guy, the old lady, and the young guy. That fight they were left off with Yuji, Fushiguro, and that one creepy mask dude. And then we
His
also
name's Eno.
Ino. What's the girl's name with the hair in front of her face?
You talking about the Crow Girl?
Yeah,
May.
May. May looks like she can be in in Noel's family from Black Clover,
She could be.
just because of her hair.
Yeah. But yeah, so what's
We
his name? Zenin destroys Eno, and then um they just like beat him up, and then they go to the other fight where
Yo,
Fushiguro drops an elephant, and then Yuji hits him with a car.
the car got me, bro. Because I understand Fushiguro summoning an elephant in the sky. That's completely like reasonable to me. This man Yuji just threw a fucking car. Like I went back and forth several times to see if he did this with his bare hands. I'm like, how did he throw the car? I don't understand. He just threw a fucking car. And then like Eno, they seem like they were building him up so like to be such a badass in the last volume. He just got his ass handed to him.
Well, he took his mask off, and once you take your mask off, because his curse technique, he lost all power.
Oh,
Because he can only
his
do it with his. Yeah, he ripped his mask off, so he can only summon stuff if his mask is on or his face is covered.
oh dude, then you need a better way to put that mask on and just like because my man didn't even try. He just kind of just took it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need something like
So
attached to your outfit or like indestruct. I don't know.
yeah, something, but beat him up, and then they revealed that the guy that they're fighting, his curse technique is called inverse. It's basically what it sounds. A strong attack is weak, and a weak attack is real strong to him.
But they
And
couldn't
then they find
figure
out
out like which one he would be doing because like he can choose not to not activate it. So they decided to attack at the same time after distracting him, one with a strong attack and one with a weak one, and one of those were
yeah,
bound to do
but they
damage.
they attacked in a manner that like didn't let him know that they knew what was happening. That they knew his technique was inverse.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
yeah. So then
but these fights right here, these fights are not the main event of this volume.
no, and then yeah, Yuji like uses his power and knocks him out. Um, and then you find Toji Zenin, Fushiguro's father, like his body was stronger than that guy's soul that they summoned. So he kills her grandmother, and then they split up to save Ino after Ino is thrown off the building by Fushiguro's father, Toji. And I was like, man, just chucked him. Um, and we find that my she
Oh my
we
god, is
learn a
that
little
who
bit
that
about
is?
what.
Is that
Yeah,
Fushigoro's father?
yeah.
Like the one that Gojo fought.
Yeah, the one that Gojo killed.
Oh my god! I think I
He
need. I
he
need. I think I
he
need.
increased.
I think I need to read that again.
Yeah, it kind of it trips you out because he married into the Zenin family and he took her name, but it's basically it's him. Um, but then we find that Mai trained her body and mind before she came back to master her curse technique. So we get a little bit of her backstory, and then no bar they come through and they're fighting people, and they're going after the person that's killing people that's putting up the curtain, and Nanami, the precision guy comes to fight, and he slaps a taste out the curse he was fighting, like put a beating on him,
Yo,
and then
Homeboy tried to kick him and cut him. It didn't cut him, and he felt like he was kicking a rock wall.
yeah, that man he was up there.
He's pissed.
Uh,
He's pissed. I haven't seen him pissed before. So I've seen him. He fought Patchface with Itadori, but like he's let some of his power come out before when he was off the clock, but I don't think he's let any of his anger come out before. And that was like, oh, my man just got serious.
yeah, he was beating him up something fierce, and then Yuji goes to the station where he has a dilemma where he's like he doesn't want to leave people, but he has to get to Gojo. Like he wants to save him, and then Inumaki shows up and pretty much just like go on, we'll handle this or whatever. And then we get to Mai fighting a demon that whose domain expansion is to trap people in coffins, and you find out his cursed technique. Well, that's a little later. They explain it, but Yuji gets to fight the older brother, the two curses that he killed, and this guy can fire blood piercing at the speed of sound. So it's like ooh, and then Mai figures out that the curse technique is 3 seconds to escape from the coffin before it takes effect.
How did
Like
she
she
figure
has to
that
get
out though? I couldn't
because
figure that out.
he started counting.
Oh, he was counting? Why the fuck is he
Yeah,
counting?
he
I thought she was
because
counting.
no, he was counting because in order for him to do it, he has to do the 3 steps, and I think counting has to be one of them to take effect. So
Oh, you think like
he was saying,
because there are powers in animes all
yeah,
the time where like high high what I want to say, like the stronger the ability, the like more
yeah,
annoying
dude,
the activation is.
like, and you got to do incantations and stuff, and it.
So you think one of the like mandatory requirements was that he out loud he had to count back from like three?
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, I get it.
yeah. So he started saying 3, 2, 1, and first step is getting trapped in coffin. Second step is getting a rock and on the coffin, and the third one was being affected by the poison in the coffin.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you find her brother Yu can use a simple domain, and her blackbird manipulation forces a crow to commit suicide and erases the cursed energy limits of the crow. And Satoru Gojo is the only one that ever survived a hit. So but yeah, so it goes on, and Switch she defeats him, and it switches back to Yuji, and Yuji gets hit with a supernova of blood. My man gets stabbed in the foot. Then he proceeds to kick Homeboy in the face. And so,
Yuji is always like super focused on his fight.
yeah, he's pretty in there. So that happens. Mekamaru reappears and tells Yuji to go to the bathroom, and he's like, "This has a 10% chance of working." He's like, "If it doesn't work out, just die gracefully," which is funny. And then so we find out that the blood manipulation doesn't really work if there's water in the air. It temporarily halts the blood coagulation, and the blood dissolves in water more easily.
So what homeboy did
Um,
was, and like I thought, okay, to rewind just a little bit before this fight like actually breaks down, and like he's like trying to remind Itadori is like, hey, you killed my two brothers. Did they have any last words? And he was just like, oh, those guys, not really, but they did cry. I felt like it didn't like really touch on that enough to me personally. Like they could have had a little more of a conversation about it. It's like because you can tell Yuji looks sad about it. Like he still felt bad that he killed them, and like there was tears shed over a life that he ended. But like
yeah,
guy just went into like a fit of rage like right away. It's like I understand that too. I was just I don't know. It could have played a little more on Yuji's emotional side. They could have had a conversation a little more, and just like I understand, like it didn't sit well with you, but no matter what, you still killed my brothers, and I need to kill you.
this is also not the anime, so just gotta let it roll, buddy.
True.
Yeah. So so that happened, and yeah, my man Yuji gets shot with a the way he hides the blood so that it doesn't get soaked in his palm until like the last moment before he shoots it in his liver is expert. Call it blood meteorite. So I think Itadori is thinking he's gonna die because he's like, oh, that's not good. So I'm like, man, not Yuji. Yuji can't die.
No, he literally can't because
But
Sukuna
yeah,
won't let him.
yeah, I
it
know.
it's hard to build up that suspense when we literally watch this man lay dead for I forget how long, and then just come back to life,
it, it was like 3 days, yeah,
and then
or
just come
in
back
the
to
middle of
life.
like 3 days.
That
Yep.
is like that was a bad cliffhanger. It was like he's fine. Sukuna,
Yeah.
he made a pact with Sukuna and he doesn't remember it. So like until Sukuna does what he wants to do, he's literally not gonna let Itadori die.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's a
yeah, I
world I don't want to live in. I
forget.
can tell you right the fuck now. I do not want to live in that world.
Mm, yeah, fun fact though, did you know that there is actually a volume zero of Jujutsu
Yes,
Kaisen?
yes. Did you read it?
Yes.
I didn't read it.
I've read it and I was like, huh. So that's where that's from.
Did
Hmm.
you like it?
It gave a story on one another character and it had some other stuff that I wrote down that I was like, oh, that makes sense. Um, because
Where did you
let's
read
say,
it?
do you know Mock? It's in the Shonen Jump app.
All right, I'll read it and we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, I would say.
I
Did you know?
go ahead.
I would say, did they ever tell you Maki's last name?
Maki, the girl with the glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe so. She's a part of that family that gave her the little backstory with the sister. I don't
yeah, but
remember it, but yeah.
do you remember her last name though?
No, I don't remember it.
Okay, well,
Is it
well,
Satoru?
that's something, huh?
Is it Satoru?
No, you learn some other stuff too. Yeah, you'll read it and you'll be surprised.
Yeah, I'll read it. I saw it when I was buying the volumes on Amazon. I saw it and like I don't know why I felt like, this is probably not like what I think it is. So I'm just gonna leave it.
Well, it gives some information about uh, one of the villains and give some information about some Maki too. That I was like, huh. And then I'll tell you after you read it next week. I'll be like, huh, that's an interesting tie in there. Hmm. Oh yeah,
You got me a
get
little excited.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You once you read it, you be like, oh, so that's how he did it, and so
Hmm,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. Finished it up. It's not long. It's pretty good. And I was like, oh man, that makes sense. Oh
Did you see that Bleach is coming out with a one shot manga for the 20th anniversary?
no,
Yeah, it's gonna be I think Adult Ichigo, of course. It's gonna be like a one chapter thing, and I think it's coming out next week or the week after.
I don't care. Bleach is dead to me.
Nah, you care.
No, don't care.
I
I don't
argue
care in the
that Bleach is one of
slightest.
your favorite animes.
It's not, but
It's
it's up there.
it's not.
No, I like Bleach. Just Ichigo is too powerful, and Jump Force ruined it for me.
That gets potential, boy.
Yes, you can block it, and it still hits you. So
That
what
fucking
doesn't
gets it,
make no
good, bro.
sense.
I love it.
Yeah, makes absolutely zero sense.
All right, Irby, would you have any closing statements for our audience?
Closing statement. Um, don't watch One Piece.
Don't listen to that. Ignore
Your
that.
your time's spent better elsewhere.
There is
No, but
no time like the present to get into One Piece.
no.
You are, we are about almost 1,000 episodes in. By the time you catch up, the show will be done. Maybe, possibly, maybe not.
By the time you catch up, there'll be six more arcs. So
There's only
there
two
you go.
arcs left.
Yeah, that's what you say, and then they're like, "Oh, we love it so much, we're gonna have a spin-off.
Yeah, I'm
Where's
sorry. I'm
Zoro's
sorry. What
world?"
I mean is, there's only two major arcs left. There might be mini arcs.
Yeah. So, but no, yeah, I think you should get into watching Fate Night. That's pretty good.
There's so many
Fate
versions
Stay
of
Night.
Fate, though, bro. Like, I don't know.
There's 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 uh there's four on Netflix, but I watched the one that was on Funimation, and they're all different ones. So Fate Night's pretty good. I was like, man, ah, I was like, dang, I can't. I was watching them like they were going out of style, boy.
I'll put
Yeah.
I'll put it on my list.
Mm-mm.
I have been curious to try it, but I'm also like curious to try ReZero.
ReZero.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it.
It's like an isekai, and like the concept of it, from what I understand, is man gets it's almost like a slice of life. Like this guy, I guess he's looking for love, but like he keeps dying, and every time he dies, he restarts the world in the same, like in the beginning, essentially. But like everyone else, I guess everyone else's dialogue is the same. So like if he attacks it different, he gets to do different things. So like in his first life, if he learned that like this special plant was it bloomed only at this time of day, on this day at this specific time. If he missed it, it's gone. If he died, he can go to that area at that time and that day, and like he'll get it. So like from what I understand, that's the concept of it. Like every time he dies, he has to start over.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like the concept of that. Like as a game, that'd be kind of cool. Like a big game where like it's kind of just like open ended, and you dictate the ending by like the people you interact with, the choices you make in the process. And, like if you learn, if you spend like 20 hours finding this very secret spot for a weapon, and then you die, and you can go straight to that spot and get that weapon, and like suddenly it's easier. The next 20 hours are much easier than the last life. That's cool. So like if that's the concept of that show, if I'm understanding it correctly, then it seems interesting, and I've been curious to try it out.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Well then, you got anything for the folks at home listening?
um, Herbal Synergy, IRBALSINERGY. Find us on Spotify, Anchor.fm, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and soon to be TikTok. I'm going to be putting clips on TikTok of our podcast each week. I have a list of time cards and stamps. And if you like what you hear, check out the whole show.
Hmm. Tiki-taki.
Yeah, I listen the Nani no Anime podcast I listen to. A lot of their reviewers say they found them on TikTok.
Are you just swag jacking now, huh?
Yep,
Hmm. Okay.
no shame in my game.
Sure not. Mm.
All
Yeah.
right, guys, peace.
Mm-hmm. Peace.